There is a period in everybody's journey where they are so different because they've started to do new things that they no longer fit in with their old set of friends, but they're not sufficiently developed that they've gained their new set of friends. And they're unsure. Should I go back? Should I lean back into getting a bag in with the boys on a weekend? Is that the highest, way that I can live my life passion forward? Because that's what everybody else does. And all of my friends are taking the piss. Oh, not drinking again. Too good for us, are we? Not going out again this week. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy staying in home and reading. So you're going to feel the pain of being ostracized from the group of friends that you used to have. But you're stuck in this messy middle where you haven't yet worked out who you are on the other side of this. And that lonely chapter that's in the middle is something that I would say almost nobody that I've ever met who has gone from a place where they are to a place where they want to be hasn't gone through.
They won't understand you. They won't clap for you. They won't even believe in you. And that's exactly why you must do it alone. Most people never make it, not because they lack talent, but because they can't walk a road without applause. They need the validation, the approval, the constant reminder that they're on the right track. But hear me. If you need cheerleaders, you're already done. The truth is, greatness is born in isolation. It's the late nights when no one's checking on you. It's the mornings when the bed feels warm and no one's watching if you get up. It's the weekends when your friends are partying, laughing, scrolling, and you're locked in, working in silence. Doing it alone is not punishment. It's preparation, because every person who built something massive, every person whose name will outlive them, went through seasons of brutal solitude. When you're alone, the excuses die. There's no one else to blame, no team to hide behind, no partner to carry the load. It's just you, your decisions, and the consequences. And that's where accountability is forged. That's where real ownership begins. You want strength? Then face the weight of being misunderstood. You want discipline? Then stop waiting for someone to push you. You want freedom? Then detach yourself from needing approval. Understand this: the world celebrates success, but it ignores the suffering that built it. Nobody sees the hours you put in when nobody's watching. Nobody claps when you're grinding alone in silence. Nobody hands you credit when you're in the shadows. But here's the gift: when you do it alone, everything you achieve belongs to you. Every step, every win, every breakthrough. Nobody can take credit for it. Nobody can say they carried you. Nobody can claim your crown. That's why solitude is power. It forces you to find a fire inside yourself that no applause can give, and no rejection can take away. Most people avoid loneliness because it's uncomfortable. They think being alone means being forgotten. But the underdog, the savage, the one who makes history, he embraces it. He knows the silence is not emptiness. It's space to build, space to sharpen, space to bleed without distraction. So when you're walking that road and it feels like nobody cares, remember this: they're not supposed to care. It's not their dream, it's yours. And dreams are not built by committees. They're built by individuals willing to suffer in silence until their results make the noise. Do it alone, not because you want to, but because you have to. Because if you can't walk through the fire without company, you'll never survive the fire when it burns hottest. So stop waiting for company. Stop begging for someone to understand. Stop crying that nobody's walking with you. This is your fight. This is your climb. This is your destiny. And the moment you accept that you must do it alone is the moment you finally become unstoppable.
I think it's the self-confidence. If you believe in what you do and keep doing it. I mean, when I was young, I had a lot of people telling me you have to adjust to the other ones. You have to be like the other ones. I was listening, but I wasn't always following. I dragged it in, how do you say, I was listening, but I did my own thing. I kept doing my own thing, and I believed in myself.
You want respect? Then stop asking for it. You want recognition? Stop begging for it. Respect is not given, it is taken. Zlatan was right. When you step into this world, nobody cares about your name, your past, or your story. They care about what you produce. They care about the weight you carry, the results you deliver, the scars you've earned. Doing it alone means you stop expecting anyone to hand you value. Nobody is coming to tell you you're special. Nobody is going to cheer for your dream until you've already bled for it. And by then, it won't even matter. Because when you've carried yourself through fire, you'll realize applause is nothing compared to self-respect. Aloneness teaches you something the crowd never will: ownership. When you're alone, there's no one to pass blame to, no teammate to hide behind. no system to carry you. It's you, the work, and the consequences. That kind of solitude forces you to sharpen your mentality into a weapon. It forces you to become the kind of person who doesn't just survive struggle, but thrives inside of it. People fear loneliness because it strips them bare. There's no filter, no mask, no fake confidence, just you versus you. That's why most people avoid it. But if you embrace it, that solitude will show you what you're really made of. Think about the legends, the ones we still talk about today. They didn't get there because they had crowds cheering them through the grind. They got there because they were willing to put in the reps alone, day after day, long before anyone noticed. The field was empty. The gym was quiet. The lights were off. And they were still there. That's what separates the strong from the average. The average person needs energy from others. They need a group to move. They need validation to stay motivated. The strong? They build their own energy in silence. They fuel themselves with hunger. They wake up every day knowing no one's coming to save them, and that's exactly why they move. Doing it alone isn't just about survival. It's about self-definition. Because when you fought battles without backup, your victories mean more. They're yours. When you've carried weight without help, your strength multiplies. When you've built without applause, your results scream louder than any cheer ever could. Understand this: solitude is not weakness, it's power. The man who can walk alone, fight alone, build alone, he's unstoppable. Because if you can hold your ground in silence, nobody can move you when the world turns loud. Zlatan said it best: you take respect, and you take it by doing what others won't, when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when nobody cares. So stop crying that nobody supports you. Stop whining that nobody believes in you. That's the point. You're not supposed to be believed in yet. You're supposed to grind in the shadows until the results are so undeniable they have no choice but to respect you. Do it alone. Earn it alone. Take it alone. Because once you've proven to yourself that you can walk through hell with no one by your side, then the whole world, whether they like it or not, will have no choice but to acknowledge the storm you've become.
This is my advice, and this is also I'm telling myself every day. Today is very tough. Tomorrow is more tougher. The day after tomorrow is beautiful, but most people die tomorrow evening. You have to work very hard. Every tough days, every tough situations, problems you meet, that is the training of yourself.
Everybody wants a team. Everybody wants support. Everybody wants to be surrounded when they start. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. When you begin, nobody's coming with you. Nobody believes in the vision yet. Nobody sees the future you see. That's why you must learn to walk alone. The early stages of greatness aren't crowded. They're empty. They're quiet. They're brutal. It's you, your dream, and the sound of your own doubts echoing in your head. You'll send messages that go unanswered. You'll share your ideas and be laughed at. You'll try to explain your vision and people will shrug, or worse, they'll tell you it's impossible. And in that silence, you will feel the temptation to stop, to wait, to beg for help. But listen carefully. The path of the self-made doesn't begin with applause. It begins with rejection, and rejection is the exact proof that you're on the right track. Think about every empire ever built. The founder wasn't surrounded by cheerleaders in the beginning. They were surrounded by doubters. People said they were crazy, unrealistic, doomed to fail. But they kept moving. They kept building in the dark. And that loneliness forged them into something unstoppable. Walking alone isn't a weakness. It's the ultimate test of strength. When you have no one pushing you, no one guiding you, no one clapping for you, and you still get up every day and put in the work, that's when you prove you're serious. Most people can move when they've got a crowd chanting their name. That's easy. That's hype. But very few can move when all they hear is silence. Very few can put in the hours when nobody's watching. Very few can keep grinding when the only voice telling them to continue is the whisper inside their own chest. That's why the greats separate from the average, not because they had more resources, not because they had more support, but because they embraced the isolation, the rejection, the solitude, and they let it sharpen them instead of break them. So stop waiting for your team. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for somebody to understand. Build first. Believe first. Move first. When the results come, when the vision becomes undeniable, the world will follow. But if you wait for the world before you act, you'll die waiting. And here's the paradox. The more you walk alone, the stronger you become. The stronger you become, the more people will want to walk with you. But by then, you won't need them. You won't be chasing validation. You won't be begging for support. You'll have built your foundation alone, and that's the kind of foundation nobody can take from you. Loneliness is not your curse. It's your proving ground. It's the weight that builds your strength. It's the silence that forces you to hear your own heartbeat. And when you learn to thrive in that silence, that's when the noise of the world can never control you again. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one truth. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you belief, support, or validation. You've got to move without it. You've got to carry yourself when the room is empty, when the phone is silent, when the world is laughing at you. That's the underdog's advantage. You learn to depend on no one but yourself. You build your discipline, your resilience, your grind, brick by brick, with your own hands. And when the world finally notices, when they finally come running to cheer your name, you won't even need them anymore because you'll already be unstoppable. So stop waiting for a sign. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Do it alone. Build it alone. Rise alone. And when you break through, they'll know your name because you refused to quit when you had every reason to.